Boom! Hey YouTubers, Juggernaut here. Welcome to the Juggernaut channel. For those who are returning, I appreciate you. For those who are brand new, check it out. If I'm to your liking, subscribe, smash that bell button so you receive alerts for any of the live streams or videos or any content that we do. So now let's get down to business. What we have today is titanium. Titanium is a foundation build from the supremebuilds group. For those who are aware that they are a fantastic group that's on Facebook and other social media, a great support group for those who like to take advantage of open source media applications and different devices. And with Kodi 18 that was just released, we have decided that it is time to release Titanium 18. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to do a complete install, right from having Kodi 18 installed to doing a walkthrough of the Titanium build. I do want to point out that this video is being done based on that you already have Kodi 18 installed on your device. Either it's going to be 0.0, 0.1, or 0.2, but you must have Kodi 18 installed, and then we'll walk you through the rest. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, you can put it in the description below or click on the link to join the supremebuilds group. Make sure to answer all three of the questions and become part of the supremebuilds family. But before we get started, take a look at this. Alright guys, as I said, we are working on the premise that you already have Kodi 18 or 18.1 or even Kodi 18.2 already installed on your system. So the first thing that we need to do is go up to the gear cog up here, which takes us into our settings and into this new little bit new layout, but same as before. Is we want to go into system settings, and in system we want to move on down to add-ons, and when we're in the add-ons, just move just move on over, and we want to go to unknown sources, and we want to enable the unknown sources. Then we can go ahead and back out. Now from here, you could back all the way out, but you could always go to the add-ons, which you see the open box there, and then you can do what we want to do is we want to go to file manager first, and we want to add a source. We're going to add a source. You want to highlight the none, and you want to click on it so you can get to it. Then what you'll want to do is you want to input this here, which looks like I got a little bit of a mistake, so we're just going to clear that out. So while I'm doing that, just like to mention to make sure that you do have it spelled correctly, because you will run into an error. So just take out that 4. So https://repo.supremebuilds.com. Once you have that, you can go ahead and press the OK button and then move on down so you can name it. I like to name mine as it is, supremebuilds. So once you have that in there, again, move down, press OK. And if you do not get an error, then you know you've spelled it right and the source is live. So we can go ahead and back out of there. And you could, again, back all the way out or just go to the add-ons in the system settings here. We want to install from zip, and we're looking for the supremebuilds, which we have here. And in there, we want to install the repository for supremebuilds, which is at now 1.0.2. So go ahead and click it. Depending on your internet speed and connection, you'll see the pop-up that acknowledges that the repository has been installed. Then we just go to install from repository down to supremebuilds, and then in here we're going to be going to program add-ons because we want to install the wizard. And again, just to clarify, this wizard is now at 4.0.1, and we want to install it. So while we're waiting for that to install, once it installs, we will get the pop-up saying little graphic and any notices there. You can just click on dismiss. In here you can set your what you'd like to keep. Normally what I like to do is because I make use of Real-Debrid, I'll click on Real-Debrid. I like to click onto my favorites because I like to keep my favorites, and then anything else if I choose to do a whitelist or because I want to save some add-ons, configurations, or things like that. Once you have that set, just click on continue, and we're going to go into the build menu. And you will notice that there is now a Kodi builds for 18 section. So in here, I am going to point out that these builds are for Kodi 18. If you get an error message, try a different server because you are limited to 2 attempts per server in a 24-hour period. The APK installer currently does not work in Kodi 18. That is going to be fixed when Kodi changes some permissions in its own code. Then the wizard will be functional in that respect. And if you want to install apps from the wizard, you got to use Kodi 17. So we're going to do titanium. I'm just going to pick one server. We'll go USA. We're going to do a fresh install, and we're going to go continue. So as it goes through its steps, it's going to download titanium, which we try to keep it compressed as small as possible with the most functionality and add-ons in it. So it's right around 185, 186 megabytes. So again, depending on your speed and how you're connected, I'm connected wireless right now, so it's going to take a few seconds to download. And again, we're going to keep it real time. So while this is downloading, I'd like to thank everybody for checking out this video. In the description down below, if you have any comments, concerns, or questions, please post there. But also in the description, you'll see if you're not part of the supremebuilds group, go ahead and click on it. Make sure to answer all 3 questions and join a fantastic group. It's the supremebuilds group, where we are not really a full-on Kodi support, but we support all our builds, and we support everything else. We love teaching, learning, giving answers. So I just wanted to fill some dead time there while we're getting this to install. So it was about 185, 186 megabytes compressed. Uncompressed is 273, which is still not too bad, which is a light enough build with everything that you're going to see in it that you can have on a Fire Stick, your Android devices, Windows PCs, things like that. So what we are going to see when we come to the end here, some changes that have been made into the wizard. Previously, when you went to end an install, you had to select force close. What happens now is it actually automatically force closes for you. Because when you force close, that actually forces your device to actually save all the settings. There was the option that you can reload your profile, but what that would do is generally that made some errors. So this way here is it force closes the build and forces the update or upgrade to stick. So all right, we're coming to the end here shortly. So now that we reopened titanium after the force close, we just give it the time that it needs. Again, it's depending on your internet connection. You may have to wait a minute or two, up to 5 minutes. You know, I like to leave it for a while, but for this purposes, once we start to load up, you can see that it It'll actually go from the main menu over to the TV shows once it has loaded and doing updates. This is also the time that if any of the add-ons, repos, or anything have done any updates will automatically get picked up and pushed. So you may see the pop-ups in the bottom right-hand corner, the notifications to show that any add-ons, again, repos or anything, have updated. So, right off the bat, main menu, a nice clean look showing the titanium logo on the back, and you can go into, these are settings. These are settings and the add-ons that go into the supremebuilds wizard. So, for example, you want to head into maintenance, so you can go right into maintenance where you have all your options, your cleaning tools, things like that. What I like to do is I like to go down and set the auto clean frequency to every day. Now, what that means is that it does it every day in a 24-hour period if it's restarted. So the wizard only does its cleaning commands upon startup. So if you leave it running, it's not going to do it every day. But if you exit out of titanium and you 24 hours later you start it up, it's going to go through the cleaning process. And then you can see in here the sub menu, you have your settings, file manager, skin settings, your video add-ons, program add-ons. Here's a couple that I like to point out is you can authorize Real-Debrid and authorize your tract. So if you have Real-Debrid, you just head in and there's the two resolvers that you can click on. And for those who have used this, just a refresher, and those who haven't, when you go to resolve this, you're going to get the pop-up that tells you what to do to go to the site and to enter that code when prompted. Now, when you do that, this little pop-up will disappear. You will see in the bottom right-hand corner the notification that it has been authorized, but because this is a player system, what Kodi is that you may see in place of this, you may see that it says that playback has failed. That does not mean that you did not get authorized. You'll see that it did authorize in the bottom right-hand corner. So we're just going to go ahead and exit out of here. And this is what you'll get even if you do authorize. All right, so let's just head out of here. And then you can also authorize your tract. There's your supremebuild wizard and your system info. So if we go into the system info, you can see that we're running Kodi 18.1. All right, and I'm going to also show that there is no educational films on titanium for 18. This may or may not return. The reason being is the availability to search the web on any device and get as much educational films as you need or ever want. Just makes it easier and more all around Kodi experience without having it there. Plus, we like to offer in titanium and the supremebuilds to have pin sentry. Now, pin sentry, for those who are aware and aren't, it is set up to any adult or any you can set up age restrictions, things like that. That's for a pin password. With Kodi 18, pin sentry does not install. So I do not know if they're going to be updating it or not, so it may return. And if it does, then the educational films yet again may return. It's just if we put those in there now, there is no regulation. So if you have children or people you don't want to see that, can actually access all that without any restriction. So let's go ahead and move on over to the movies. We have the strip up here, which I believe this might be set to 50, which is going to most likely change to 40 to limit such a large selection and allow it to scroll through. You can do your searches you want to search. We have a section for 4K movies, and the 4K movies, some of them require a Real-Debrid account, some don't. Again, I'm not going to click on anything to show content. You have to check that out yourself. There's movie collections, box sets, genres, years, and then if you have your tracked movie list, you can access it here. We've included in the recent update to 18 is 13 Clowns, Magic Dragon Redemption, Exodus Redo, Supremacy, Yoda with a nice new look, and the new updated Gaia. I'm not going to click on Gaia. The reason is because it is injected into this build to where if you click on it, it's actually going to ask you to go through the setup. So that is different for everybody, dependent on what you want to do with it. So once you click on that, you'll actually go through the setup to make it your own. So TV shows, the same thing, where we have the widget bar up top. We're using the same add-ons on the bottom. You have like your TV calendar, the different networks, again, genres, language, most popular, like these. And again, my tracked TV shows. So if you use tracked, you can access them here. Then we get into sports. And the sports in here is to give a good selection of the availability of some live sports, some replays, things like that from around the world. So you can explore them. You know, you just have WoW sports, combat documentaries. You can get into 7 and 9 sports, supremacy. This is from the WoW add-on, Maverick sports. Then you can get down, you know, if you're going to Planet MMA, World of Wrestling, Maverick sports, and Magic Dragon sports. Then you can get into these add-ons where you're using Supremacy, Joyride, Joker Sports, Replay Me, and Rising Tides. The Kids Zone is something that we like to offer for sure for the kids out there. You can get into, this is the add-on from Deathstroke Kids, animated, you know, the cartoons, kids movies, Toon Media, WoW Playground, just a plethora, just a lot of kids on there to give you, because a lot of add-ons and sources out there tend to overlap, so and build upon it. So it is good to have as much as you can. We have the kids one-click movies. Let's see if we click in here, see what we're going to get. So you can get into, you know, the one-click movies. There's 9 pages, 123 different movies. Again, I'm not going to be clicking on any, but you can see that there's a good selection. And then we had a request that someone wanted to see some fitness. So we put some fitness in here. Give a couple of selections up here where you get into Fitness Blender, where there's lots in there. Fun workouts, Pop Sugar Fitness, which pulls from... these pull from YouTube channels, but then you have workouts for men, workouts for women, the warm-up, cool-down, and a nice popular, it's the Beachbody Insanity collection. Now we get into another feature that some have asked, is weather. Now what I do like to point out from weather, by default, weather is set to get its information based on your GPS location. So if you have location on your device like I do, as you can see in the top left hand corner, is you can leave it like that, or you can go into the settings and actually change it to your location, so it's always at your location, where it doesn't depend on GPS or anything like that. And during this video, you'll see a little alert that pops up in the right hand corner to a link to where I showed how to actually set the weather in Titanium. I've also added favorites. Down here, as you can see highlighted, you have the star, which is in Titanium, which gives you the side load of favorites, which comes out here. I've also included it up here. So with the favorites, anything that you put in here will show up in the widget stream up at the top. It's a little bit faster, you know, if you have your TV shows or you have a favorite movie, things like that, and you just want to move along the menu and get to your favorites. And if you want to edit them and take them out, you would click into the star. When they show in here, you just click and hold and remove, or you can edit the name, whatever you want, and that reflects into the menu item. And that takes us right back to main menu. So this is a nice clean look. With 18, I am liking it. There are some things to get used to. Again, the wizard will need an update once APK installer is fully functional. Then it'll be pretty well set. These add-ons that are included in here are based on some popular, reliable add-ons that take advantage of torrent caching and Real-Debrid premiumize services. You have Gaia, which is a great add-on that is overall, and you configure it. there is going to be a new video on how to set up Gaia 4, because there is a little bit of changes from the previous version. I do want to stress that if you are saving your Gaia configurations from the previous version and you update to 18 and then update to this version of Titanium and it has Gaia on there, it will reset your settings, because the settings for Gaia 3 cause issues with Gaia 4. And so the best thing to do is just start again, which doesn't take long. You know, it depends how intense you want to get into it. You can be done in 5 minutes, or you can be done in 30 minutes. You know. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for checking this out. I hope you enjoy Titanium for Cody 18 from the supremebuilds group. This build is was created by Cody Skills, and it is managed by Juggernaut. So we team up on this great build, and I hope you enjoy it. And we're always open to questions, concerns, suggestions, which can be made in the description area and in the group. So on that note, I'd like to thank everybody. If you are a subscriber, again, thank you. I totally appreciate it. If you are brand new, subscribe, hit that bell button in order to receive notifications of any content just like this, or streams, and everything that we do on the Juggernaut channel. And boom, Juggernaut out.